So welcome ladies and gents, we're back today, Q&A Sunday, episode 7 maybe? 8, I don't know, I always get these wrong, but we're going to dive straight into the questions today. Unfortunately, the FIFA 17 video, just for you guys wondering where that went, it got taken down by EA. Now, it wasn't my video, I got it elsewhere, just like everyone else. I did a little bit of commentary on it, I put my own music in it. And, I mean, it was up to 100,000 odd views. EA came in, they took it down. And they gave me a copyright strike, which is a bit of a wind-up, because that's the way it is. Why didn't they just say, get rid of it, no need to give me a strike for it? I mean, it's the first strike we'll have ever had. So there we go, that's where that video went. And it was doing quite nicely as well. Anyway, maybe soon enough we'll have some actual FIFA 17 gameplay and PES 2017 gameplay, and then of course we'll keep bashing those out. Excuse the hair. Couldn't be asked to do it today, but who really cares, let's be honest. So we're going to dive straight into it. The first one from a bit of a mate of mine. We've got Babinho, or Bibby as I call him. He's a member of PES Universe. He's a sort of a digital marketer. You can check out his Twitter channel. He says, why are you so buff? How much do you lift? Also, can I touch them biceps? Maybe oil them up. And he says, I love you. Well, thank you very much, Bibby. How much do I lift? I did mention this before. Benching-wise, around 320, 330. I mean, it really depends on a good day. And then squats, I mean, I just do a couple of squats here and there. I'm not really one of these bodybuilders that goes a little bit crazy. And, hey, if you want to touch my biceps, Bibby, come on, fly over to Florida, and I'm more than happy to let you have a feel of those guns. Very nice question. Okay, the next question from Naturo Atkinson. Sorry if I butcher any names. He says, my question for you, Q&A, and he's put this in all capitals, so he must be fuming about it. Do you think it's fair that Ronaldo is getting called crap, as I say, just because he missed a pen for Portugal, like Messi has not missed a pen before? Look, it doesn't matter who it is. If it's Ronaldo, if it's Messi, they're both going to get stick for what they do. I mean, they're both, you know, touted as the world's best players. You're going to take some stick. They have to go with it. I mean, Ronaldo played well in the last game. He scored an unbelievable little cheeky flick. He scored 2 goals. So it's not like it's really done anything to his confidence. He just wants to win games, Ronaldo. He's a very passionate player. And it doesn't matter if it's Messi or Ronaldo. Fans are both going to say each other is poor. I mean, that's the way it works. We all know that Lionel Messi's not crap. We all know that Ronaldo isn't. They're both the world's best players. But there's always going to be those people that say they're useless, or this, that, and the other. Just like FIFA versus PES. It doesn't matter what it is. Battlefield versus Call of Duty. You know, Walmart versus, what else? Target. I mean, everyone has an opinion. So, there we go. Thabalo Monyaka, is that how you say it? He says, will you play The Journey? I also think it's a bit of a shaky idea, but will you play it? I'm sure I will. Why not? I'll probably put it maybe a video out there, a series. I think it'll be quite interesting, you know, especially that different players are going to go to different teams. It's not all going to be the same scripted stuff. You know, it may be scripted here, there, and everywhere, but you're going to have different teams, different managers. We know it's all in the Premier League. But still, yeah, I'll definitely give it a bash. Probably put a series out for you guys and see how we do on it. Rich Franklin here, not really a question. I mean, he does ask me a question, but he says, TTB is a cool dude, thank you, but is very biased. Interesting. How can you enjoy PES 16 when the ref doesn't play advantage and hardly gives fouls? Well, that's just one tiny little part of the game. I mean, why can't I enjoy a game because there's one little quirk in it? If that was the case, no one would play anything, because there's always going to be a fault in something. At the end of the day, it's a video game. You don't want an excessive amount of fouling, because what is the point of that? If there's a foul every 5 minutes, it's going to be stop, start, stop, start. It's a video game. I want to get in there. I want to have some action. Yeah, there's not enough fouls, and the referees are poor, and the animations aren't up to scratch sometimes. But you look past them flaws and you play the game. So, you know, I'm biased sometimes. Well, people say I'm biased. You know, you don't like FIFA, you think it's crap, and you like PES more. I just prefer the gameplay to FIFA. I prefer PES's gameplay. That is all there is to it. I'm not saying PES has the better game modes. It doesn't. I'm not saying it has more licenses. It doesn't. It lacks a lot in a lot of areas. The broadcast feel's not there. The presentation isn't good enough. But at the heart and soul of it, the gameplay-wise, I enjoy more. Now, if they fixed the animations and, you know, the poor AI at times, the CPU not playing well enough, the game would be fantastic and there'd be more people playing it. If they sort them out, it'd be brilliant. But yeah, I'm not biased. I just enjoy one game gameplay-wise more than the other. Not to say FIFA isn't a game that I don't play. I do. I have series that I put out. But there we go. Bit of a long rant there, but or rant. Yeah, I wasn't having a go. That's just my thoughts on it. Goalkeeping Showcase says, what FIFA pairs do you think will be 100% realistic? I don't think there will be a 100% realistic, you know, simulation of a football game. It's just not going to happen. It's I don't know if it'd be a good idea as well, because they're sort of catering there to a very specific crowd. Not everyone wants all simulation. I mean, that's why we have multiple sort of racing games. You have arcade like Need for Speed, and you have Forza and Gran Turismo, which is more sim. If we suddenly go to all simulation in football, where does that lead us? So I don't think there's ever going to be a simulation. I think they should have probably modes where it's like hardcore mode, arcade mode, and then the sliders for both of those modes are slightly ever so different to give you a different feel. I think that would be a great idea for games to do that, especially football and sports games, but we'll see what happens. Jake37MCC says, do you think EA will ever get all the UEFA licenses? And if they do you think that most of the people that played PES for UEFA will turn to FIFA? I mean, they have to keep that license. It really is sort of the bread and butter of the game, isn't it? You've got the Champions League, you've got the Europa League, the Super Cup there as well. Even the UEFA Euros, although they didn't do a great job with the license. If they lost that, it would be a massive, massive turn-off for a lot of people. So, yeah, somehow Konami are going to have to keep them. I mean, EA are getting more licenses, and it's turning into a little bit of a joke if you're a PES fan. But, yeah, we can only hope and pray. I'm sorry, I think I was shaking the camera there for a minute. I had my foot on the stand. Whoopsie-doozy. Whoopsie-daisy. So, yeah, they've got to stick with it. They've got to try and keep these licenses. And if they don't, yeah, I think there will be some people that turn away. But, hey, if you're a PES fan, if you're a long, die-hard fan of PES, a few licenses really isn't going to change that. Most Official says, what do you think of the late goals in the Euros? That's fantastic, isn't it? I mean, there's no point turning the TV off, even if it's 2-0 with 10 minutes to go. The amount of late goals we've had, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's over, what, 70-odd% of goals have been scored in the 80-plus minute. It's cracking to see. It keeps the tournament entertaining. So, yeah, fantastic. One of a kind says, who do you think will win the Euros? Well, this is obviously going to be Sunday. I'm recording this sort of Friday morning. So, you know, some of the games have already been played. But I said from the start, the likes of Germany could probably win it. And I would probably say that. I mean, you look at one bracket, it's so uneven. And then you look at the other, and it's insane. You've got Germany, Italy, Spain, France, England in one side of the draw. And then the other side of the draw, who have you really got? Belgium, Croatia, maybe Poland. I mean, Wales may do okay. But I would say Germany at the moment, for me, they're not playing the greatest football in the world, but the Germans somehow grind out a result. And I'm still going to say that the Germans will win this tournament. I hope Italy do. For the love of me, I love it if Italy won it. But they've got a really tough road ahead of them. Tommy Bars says, do you think FIFA or PES need to bring in online Career Master League mode, online with friends, competing with one another for cups, players, etc.? Good video. As always, mate, keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Well, PES did have Master League Online for a while. I mean, look, these are all modes that are probably going to happen at some point. You know, you're going to run out of ideas somewhere along the line. This is why FIFA have come in with this new journey mode. Because what else have they got to add? So, yeah, I mean, an online career mode would be fantastic. It would take an awful lot of effort. You know, they've got to sync it up and it's all peer-to-peer and everything else. It's a lot of coding that goes into all that stuff. So, it's a big tall order. But at some point, you know, we've got to see new modes, especially from Konami. Next year, they've got to come up with a new mode. I don't know what it's going to be. They've got to come up with something. Something original, unique. Like they did with My Club. It's different to Ultimate Team, sure. But, yeah, they need to come up with something. And I'm sure we'll see something at some point. That's a lot of somethings, but you get my point. Apple2879, very interesting name there. Do you think the tactical changes will affect the AI team likeness in PES 2017? I hope so. I mean, you know, Adam Batty is praising this AI, saying that no other sports game has done this, where the AI adapt to the way you play. Now, I haven't played it, I don't know, I haven't seen it in action, so I can't really give my thoughts. But yeah, it would be great if the AI do cater to the way you're playing. Say you're Man United and you're abusing those wings. Suddenly, you're playing Arsenal and they start packing it in down the wings. You can't quite find the likes of Martial. So you've got to switch it up now. You've got to try and play it through the middle or play a long ball over the top. It would be fantastic if they came up with something like that. So it's all going to be a question of sitting and waiting for the game, for the demo, and then we can give our thoughts. Next up from Darren Ogilvie. Sorry if I said that one wrong, I'm sure I did. Do you think Man United, or who do you think Man United should sign this summer? Also, who do you think has been the best team in the Euros? I mean, Man United, they need someone up top. You know, if this Ibrahimovic is going to come to the team, don't know how he's going to do. He wasn't very good in the Euros, to be honest, Ibrahimovic. So, we'll see. He might not even suit the Premier League. They need another central defender. I've said it before, I'll say it always. Chris Smalling, for me, he's not the greatest defender in the world. I can guarantee you he'll give a penalty away for England or something like that when they come up against a big team, if they come up against a big team. So they really need a central defender, a forward, and I'd probably say a midfielder as well, you know, to really gel the whole team together. Three key players, and I think they'll be set. And for your other question about who's been the best team, I mean, you know, Italy haven't been playing bad. I mean, yeah, they lost to Ireland, but they put out a Mickey Mouse team. But the way they've been playing, I would say tactically they've been fantastic, no doubt about it. France, you know, not the greatest considering they're hosting this tournament. They've got the whole nation behind them, not doing the best. Spain were playing well, and then they lost to Croatia. Germany have been okay, grinding out sort of 1-0 results. Who else do we have? England. Yeah, England have such a good front line. It's disappointing with them because, yeah, they're not great at the back. The back is poor. But midfield upwards, the pace they have in that team. Vardy, Sturridge. You know, they got Rashford on the bench if they need him. Who else do they have? I mean, Harry Kane's not the quickest, but still. They've got a lot of pace in that team, and if they use it and abuse it, they will cause a lot of teams problems. So yeah, I mean, that's who else we got there. Poland have done pretty decent. So I don't think there's been one team for me that's really stood out too much. Greeny123 says, will you do a Become a Legend on PES 2017? Maybe. I mean, I've kind of stopped doing it. It's just one of those game modes where it's not the most exciting, if I'm being honest. Unless Konami do something to rise the level of quality in that game mode, I don't think I'll play it next year. So, yeah, probably doubtful. We'll have to wait and see. Cat Master says, do you watch any NBA games? I watched a little bit of the NBA Finals. I kind of like Golden State. I think they're pretty good, but I like LeBron James. You know, he's an unbelievable athlete. So, yeah, I watched a couple of the games in the NBA Finals. But the thing is, they play so many games. It's madness. I don't know why in America, they have this thing about series. You have to play a 7-game series, or, you know, I don't understand it. Baseball, you've got to play a series. Basketball, you've got to play a series. Can't they just have one game at a neutral venue, winner takes all? Now, that would be the way to do it. It would just make it more exciting because everything's on the line, but hey, that's the way they do it. And the final question here, let's go for it. How do you manage to control your YouTube channel, do a job, and get those effing muscles? What's your method? Well, first of all, I mean, YouTube does take a lot of time. I'm not really working at the moment. It's sort of freelancing here, there and everywhere. Actually have a work permit now, so I'm out there trying to get a web development, graphic design type job. If that happens, it is going to be tough for me to put out a video every day. So the content may go down a little bit to maybe 4 days a week. We'll have to see. I mean, I love doing YouTube and I would hate to give it up. But if I have a full-time job, you know, we'll have to wait and see. And then, you know, going down the gym, I just go down the gym Monday, Thursday. Honestly, twice a week I go down the gym. A lot of people don't believe me. But it's all it takes for me. You know, Monday I go for a few hours. I go on Thursday. And that's the way we do it. So it's difficult sometimes to juggle things around. And also you've got the wife to worry about and everything else. So yeah, it's not easy, but hey, it's life. You got to live with it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Q&A. Leave yours for next week. You know, send me some interesting questions, some thoughts, opinions and stuff. I don't care. whatever you guys want. I'll do my best to answer them. If I didn't answer yours this week, of course, resubmit it. I may get to it. I just like to scan through them and see which ones I'll do. And I try and do new people. So we're back next week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care.